Welcome back to the gutter, the Grindhouse gutter. And Smoke, man, you've each month it's like you try to outdo yourself. I think you picked the doozy this time around.
Yeah, sometimes I try to go for the grindiest of the grindhouse, right? In
It,
this case, yeah.
it's grimy, it's grindy, it's everything. It's in your house. Woo! It's in the gutter. What movie are we talking about?
Yeah, so Buddy Giovinazzo's Combat Shock, and we'll get into the year thing. Right now, we're doing it because it's 1986, and we're doing our 40 years of 1986, right?
Yep.
But
Here on the YouTube channel, on Video Vortex as well, and all this month on the podcast. Wherever you check that out here on the channel or wherever you get your podcast. Yep. All of them from
yep,
1986.
yep. Now, although this movie you could say is it's a split really. It's 1984 when it was made, and then it was released in New York as a premiere because that's where the director Buddy Giovinazzo is from. As American Nightmare. And that was, like I said, in 1984. And then it did a little bit of I don't know how much, but a little bit of the festival circuit under the American Nightmare name in 1984, 85, I guess. Probably mostly 84. And I guess Lloyd Kaufman or Michael Herr is one of it came to Troma's attention in some way, shape, or form. And they picked it up for distribution and had it was retitled Combat Shock. And then that was released in 1986 to certainly to the grindhouses and maybe I know it didn't have wide distribution release whatever whatever Troma's distribution is. It played some limited runs in regular theaters, I assume, but mostly drive-in grindhouse circuit, right?
I knew we were in for something. I didn't know what. When I saw
Yeah.
that Troma opening, I'm like, oh,
Yeah, that's kind of misleading, really. Like, and we'll get into that, but this, even though it's got that tag on it, and Lloyd Kaufman and Michael Hers were very proud to have their name on this movie, it's definitely not your typical Troma fare in that the Troma can be disturbing in a way, but not really. They have a lot of humor, right? When they put their gore out there and everything, it's a certain amount of black comedy, right? So you can laugh with it and have fun with it, and it's kind
yeah.
of ridiculous gore and all this stuff.
I don't.
Well, this was
You're
totally
not
not that.
laughing. You're not laughing and having fun with
No,
this.
No, not definitely not. No, no,
Unless
I
you
think
got a
this was the
horrible,
the
horrible
feel
sense
good
of humor.
movie of 1986, right?
Yeah, yeah. I don't think anybody's ever
No,
said that.
nobody. Yeah, nobody ever about Combat Shock. Yeah,
no. Yeah, it
but
looked significantly older than 84.
Yeah, yeah. Right now,
yeah,
like,
it's
this is
probably shot.
1986, right? The release came out in
Yeah,
84, like you said, but like this feels like 1974.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to assume it was even before 83. Yeah, most times you think, oh, it came out in 84. He probably made it in 83, but no. I mean, this Buddy Giovinazzo is like what you would call. I mean, he's you know below the normal independent because the independent can get money together and put out a movie. I mean, he's kind of like I'd put him in the category as like we haven't done any Jim Van Beber movies on here, but those sort of regional filmmakers that kind of do the best they can to pull together funds from wherever they can and put together a movie, but sometimes it takes years to get it out there, kind of thing.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't know the full background on when he started shooting this, but I would assume it was even probably before 83.
I would imagine
Just
this is
feels
one
like
of those movies that either took them like a week or two to do it or years
yeah, yeah.
because of funding. So
Now I know he was
go ahead.
teaching film. He was teaching film school. I don't know exactly where, somewhere in New York, and he used a lot of the lighting and stuff from the school for this project. And his brother plays the main role of I forget his last name, and it was it Frankie, but I can't think of the last name of the character right now. But Ricky Giovinazzo or Rick Giovinazzo plays Frankie in the movie, which is his brother,
Frankie Dunlin. That's his actual
Frankie
name.
Dunlin. Yeah,
Dunlin,
yeah,
yeah. Now this is a good time to point out here on Grindhouse Gutter. We do not do spoilers.
yeah,
And
yeah.
that's very important to point out with this one because I think the main reason that people would want to hear us talk about, I think, would be the end of this movie if you've seen it.
Yeah, people that know this movie, if they've seen it, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, if you have not seen it, I suggest you do, but just know that the ending of this is quite disturbing.
Yes, yeah,
That's
yeah,
all
yeah.
we
Don't
can
look
say.
up anything on it. If you don't know
No,
anything
no,
about it and you are interested in it, go just watch it sight unseen. Don't watch a trailer. Don't look at anything on the internet about it. Just put it in and watch it.
this movie I've never seen, but it is dark and bleak
Yeah.
as all hell. I do. I'll speak for myself. I do recommend you check it out at least once.
Oh
That
yeah,
you ain't gonna want to watch it again after that. Like I think this is like well, I've seen it. I'm good. Right down in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
This was a first time watch for me as well, and I'm good.
Yeah. Once you've seen it, you've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is on the one of the most disturbing lists. So
Yeah.
if you're
This isn't really anything you go revisit.
no,
Unless you're me, like,
Yeah.
Per-
no,
Our, our,
I probably
our,
seen it.
our wonderful Professor Smoke is a different breed of
And I've
folk.
seen it quite a few times, more than a few times. Oh, a few times.
I mean, I'm not saying I would
Probably not much.
never watch it again. I could see it
Yeah,
maybe
it's just
one of
really.
these days, but like it's not something. It would be
Yeah, it's not
years down
something you
the
turn
line.
right around like, damn, that was so great. I mean, it was
Yeah,
good. You know, that's
I need to
not
watch
something
it
I want to turn
again.
right around and watch
I
again.
need to watch it again and to understand the subtle nuances. No, you don't. No.
Yeah. I can definitively say that I will never watch this.
I will say that there is a, there's a baby. That's all I'll say in this movie because you see that pretty well off right from the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
that that is messed up too. Like not just the look of the baby, but the sound, like the cry of the baby and everything, but just the
Mhm.
effect, right? Like you can clearly tell this whole movie was shot for a budget of a pack of Jolly Ranchers and a carton
Well,
of Newports.
it was shot. I'll give you the exact amount, $40,000.
There you go.
That's what it cost.
and and they used all that material to make the baby. Like
Yeah, $140.
yeah,
I have
it
that
looks like it's
information
made
too.
of,
It cost $140 to make that
yeah,
that
and that's
baby.
probably
So.
like $100 of Play-Doh and some old meat or something.
Potted
But
meat.
but it works. I mean, it's
Oh yeah,
works
yeah.
for
It
what it's
definitely makes you,
you know,
it definitely is unsettling. Let's just say that, right? It's
yes,
unsettling for
it
sure.
is achieving its
And
unsettling goal
yeah.
for sure. And the cry though, the cry of the
Oh
baby.
yeah, that too was the director Buddy Giovinazzo doing sounds with his voice and then running it through processing of some sort, right? And then and playing it backwards. You'd reversed it. So
The only other annoying thing about this movie is there's one cool little music track that they have, and they clearly had only one cool music track, so they just looped the hell out of it.
and another thing about that is that was most likely, and I'm guessing that was Rick Giovinazzo who did that and did probably did most any of the music in here because he went on to become a orchestrator, whatever that he deals with soundtracks and movies. Like I think he's got 200 and something credits on
Oh, wow.
IMDb if you look him up.
Well, I think that's where we're going to leave it. Cause I think this is. I will say too. I think we need to do a deep dive on this one on the podcast because
Oh yeah, yeah.
we do spoilers there. So maybe at some point, even though it doesn't necessarily require you to watch it again to do that, I think we should take a deeper dive on this one because I think there's a lot we want to say that we just can't say here.
Oh yeah,
for,
yeah.
for reasons that we don't do spoilers and for reasons we don't want to get kicked off of YouTube too. So it's a dual purpose
Yes.
kind of thing for this one. But yeah, we'll leave it there. So what we do here on Grindhouse Gutter is we'll let the professor, since he chose it, he gives his Grindhouse Gutter rating, which 0 through 10. The only way we always describe it is what makes it grindhousey. All the elements put together, 0 being like not grindhousey, and all the way to 10 being like Cannibal Holocaust, right? So
Yeah.
What do you think, Professor?
I'm gonna give this one. I'm gonna straight up just let you know it's gonna be 10. I'm not gonna beat around the bush with it. I'll lay out some of the why that is. Some of it I can't say why because it deals with spoilers, and like I said, we're not doing that here. But
All you have to say is that ending. That's all you have to say. Like you don't have to say what the ending is. Just say the ending is worth a 10.
Oh yeah, yeah. But the build up to that too. There's the granted, like I said, the budget's $40,000, and he did a decent job with what he had. I mean, you could say this movie will not get a remake, and it's not going to get a remake. But if it were a movie that could get a remake, it could do with a budget and then telling the same story. I mean, there's some things you'd tweak, I'm sure, or whatever. But could you imagine this movie with a big budget, say like an Apocalypse Now kind of a budget?
A24 has entered the chat.
Yeah,
yeah, there you go. Yeah, A24, do it. A24, please.
Now it's going to be a 6. It's going to be a 6-episode miniseries on HBO Max, and next.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do it, but it.
I mean, well, it would definitely be bleak.
Yeah. The main things I think that makes this work is that that post-Vietnam like PTSD
before it had that term. Yeah.
But combat shock, right? I mean, that's essentially
that's what they call it, shell shock or combat shock. Yeah.
That's where the title comes from. but it just has
Yep.
multiple layers of meaning in the context of this movie.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
And they show it. They don't shy away from again, the budget maybe holds it back a little bit, but it doesn't shy away from like that the combat violence, right? When this isn't really giving anything away because the movie's combat shock, and he's a Vietnam vet, so he's dealing with that. It flashbacks is shows him talking about things in flashback, and there'll be a body in pieces over here and all this
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, that's pretty
And
cool.
granted,
Yeah.
it's the it's supposed to be the Vietnam jungle, but technically it's a swamp in Staten Island.
Yeah, I was about to say New Jersey or something. Yeah.
Well, yeah, they shot it in Staten Island. I didn't mention that. So yeah, it was shot in Staten Island, and like I said, even those jungle scenes were Staten Island as well. So I mean, it's they did what they could with the budget.
All right, so the last thing that you do here is you give we don't give out star ratings here. But we still do 0 through 5. So instead of stars, it
Yeah.
usually depends on what kind of genre. I don't know exactly how to label this because we have our little genre labels. I mean, I guess we can go with Choppas for action because that's probably about as close as.
Yes. So I mean, yeah, because it's so many. It pretty much falls in every category we have except martial arts. It really does.
Yeah.
It's got horror elements because of just how, not horror in the sense of supernatural horror, but just human horror and violence and things that, I mean, just horrible actions. Things you could put this, and I've seen people put it in horror categories and put it on horror movie lists. So I mean, it's got a little bit of that. Definitely has exploitation elements, from the violence and just the scene again, towards the end and everything. So I mean, it's got exploitation elements and it's got action elements, even though it's not any of those. It's not any of those things exactly. If you wanted to put it exact, it'd be drama. But I mean, it's way more grueling and visceral than a drama movie. But it really is about human drama.
We'll just land on Choppas.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
at least it starts off with action and kind of ends with some action. So
yeah, it's war action to a degree with the flashbacks and stuff.
We'll go with that. So 0 through 5, how many Choppas do you want to give out?
Now I haven't seen it about 4 or 5 times or so. I'll rate it a 5 because I think it's that. Now, it doesn't mean it's for everybody to watch a bunch of times. Some people might not even make it through all of the movie, depending on where your level is for taking this kind of thing. Because first of all, it's low budget. Second of all, it's gritty, grimy, and just nihilistic kind of thing, whatnot. It's grueling to watch. It's not at all uplifting, right? In any way, shape, or form. There's no let up in the movie as far as like you think maybe he just gets over this hump and then things get better for him, right? No, it's just a gradual decline until you get a certain point. Then it's a rapid decline.
Let's see if you can top it next month. What are we talking about? What are we gonna be watching next month?
All right, next month is going to be a slasher of sorts. It's this title is Blood Splash. You can see it on the VHS, right? So, but the title that's probably most known under as far as Grindhouse goes is either Nightmare, which is the original title of it, or my favorite title, Nightmares in the Damaged Brain. It's a slasher movie that's very complimentary to Pieces. So if you've ever seen Pieces and you've never seen this one, this either makes a good double feature or just check this one out if you like Pieces.
I know we watched Pieces, but I forget whether it was here on Grindhouse Gutter or on the podcast. I don't
remember. Did we do it on the podcast? Was it Grindhouse? Maybe it was. I forget too. I know we've done it too, but like I said, I can't remember which it was.
Go search the YouTube page or here on the channel. Yeah. You'll see it. It's somewhere on.
Yeah, we've definitely covered it somewhere.
Go check out aaspookshow.com. Check out everything else here on the YouTube channel, including Video Vortex, Hammer Horror in Order. And like we mentioned, the All American Spook Show podcast comes out every Monday at 6 p.m. East, right here on the channel or wherever you get your podcast. We got lots of cool stuff over on our Patreon too, as well. Patreon.com/aaspookshow. And we're also introducing a new series, Donnie. Did you want to speak on that just for a second? What we're floating out there, the new thing that you've been working on?
Yeah, so we're doing a new series. It's called Spookshow on Location, where we actually go to the filming locations of movies that are right in our wheelhouse, horror movies, cult movies, and some maybe a few surprises here and there. But yeah, we're going to be going to locations and really just kind of getting out there. I mean, I travel anyway, and this is just an opportunity for us to just kind of do something different.
Yeah. We're always trying to do something different. How about that? Not just do something. I mean, we can do something. do something all the time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, something else as we like to kick around different ideas and try new things here and there when just to keep it fresh, keep the kind of keep the spook show vibe going. So yeah, this is just one of those new things that kind of popped up, and I was like, you know what?
And I'm sure, like anything, it'll be a little rough at the edges at first, but we'll smooth it out and make it
Yeah,
good, and we'll expand on it. And I'm sure eventually the smokes will be involved in some form or
yeah,
another, and it'll be a good time. So
yeah.
be on the lookout for that right here on the YouTube channel and all the other things that we just talked about. So for everyone, we are the All American Spook Show, and we'll talk to you next month.